Hello guys, welcome to another video tutorial by Nocode Africa. In this tutorial, I will be showing you how to make your application mobile responsive. When you build an application on a no-code platform, or any no-code platform, for instance, one of the most important things that you need to pay attention to is the ability to make it mobile responsive, especially if at all it is a web application that you created, and you need to make sure that the application can fit on any mobile device. That means it has to be mobile responsive, and that's exactly why I created this tutorial, so that you can understand how to make your application mobile responsive. Okay, I hope you get to enjoy it. So meanwhile, welcome to FlutterFlow. This is FlutterFlow, and FlutterFlow allows you to build applications faster than ever. It allows you to create beautiful UIs, generate clean code, and deploy to the app stores or web in one click. We will be using FlutterFlow to build the application that we will end up making it to be mobile responsive. All right, so meanwhile, if at all you have not subscribed to this channel before, please just go ahead and click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification so that you can always get alerts whenever I post a tutorial video that will help you understand how to better build mobile and web applications without writing codes. Okay, so away from that, let me show you what I created recently, which is one of the reasons why this tutorial was created. Okay, so this is Talcon, right? So Talcon is a platform that basically connects African tech talents with employers, right? So I want to show you what I did with this, right? And then you can take a look at the possibilities within all of this. All right, so it's beautifully designed, right? It looks all good. It was actually designed first on web, and then it was made responsive for mobile. Let me go ahead and then put it at the appropriate mobile view. So I think this works better. Yes, so this is the mobile view for Talcon. Yeah, some work has to still be done on this, but so far so good. This is pretty much it. All right, so this is the desktop view of it. Let me use this is a desktop view of the platform. This is it. You see, it comes out really nicely, right? And then you can scroll down and take a look at the whole application. Right, so the functionalities have not been implemented yet for these platform. This is Talcon's landing page. Yeah, so Talcon will help connect technical talents in Africa to small and mid-sized business owners who need their services, right? So this is just the landing page for the mobile application we are building, and it's a case study to show you that indeed you can actually get to make your application mobile responsive within FlutterFlow, but you need to know how. Okay, so I will walk you through this tutorial. It might take some time, but I know that you are definitely going to grab some coffee and then stick to this tutorial until the end. Okay, so there are some things that you need to pay attention to when trying to make your application mobile responsive. Let me show you something here. If I go ahead and just preview the application in the correct preview mode, we will see how it looks like, and let's take a look at what we will see. All right, so basically this is how it looks like. This is it, loads properly. Okay, so and like it's really fast, it's good. Yeah, so I will just scroll down to the end, and I haven't added animations, like a reasonable volume of animations yet. It will be done, and then you can, like, if you come here and then you say 428, you see here it's it resizes in a very cool way. You can click here and then see the drawer, the side navigation, right? So it looks pretty cool to me. Right, so although there's a lot of work to still be done on this, but I am very sure that you have been thinking about how to make your application mobile responsive. I was looking for a way to make mine until I until I kept on struggling. Actually, I wasn't able to really get any resources, even from the blog, FlutterFlow's blog, right? But I stumbled on an article that explained, but it wasn't in detail. So let me show you the article. Now this is the article that I saw. It talks about the widget commonalities, basically responsive visibility. So this is it. Let me just reload this page and then you will see what I saw. Yeah, so with this particular information, this was what I saw, and then let me scroll down. It's not really holding it. Okay, this is the information I saw. Responsive visibility. Responsive visibility is a feature that allows you to control the visibility of a widget based on the size of the screen or device being used. This means that you can create different versions of your UI for different screens or device types. Make sure that your app looks appropriate on each platform. Here's an example of showing the different navigation menus on the web and mobile. So this is the only thing that I saw, and of course it shows you some things here, but it wasn't really clear at first how to really go about doing it, and I was able to troubleshoot my way around it, and then now I'm going to show you how it can be done. So I will not be using this particular project as a case study, right? I will rather be using the Nocode Africa website, which I am currently building with FlutterFlow, just to show you how it works. So first of all, we designed it. The project was designed on Figma. All right, so full credits to Jace. Jace is one of the students at Nocode Africa. He designed the UI very beautifully, right? So this is the UI and the drawer, the mobile version. So I have been able to implement just the desktop version. So we are going to see how we can go ahead and then create the mobile version of these platform, like to make it mobile responsive. Okay, so let's take a look at what has been done so far. This is the dashboard for the project, right? This is it built inside FlutterFlow. I believe you see it's like neatly done. Some things are not exactly how it was in the design. I was doing a speed design because I wanted to use it to create this tutorial. Then after that I will complete the design like exactly how it was on the UI design. Okay, so this is what is available, right? So we need to go ahead and then make these mobile responsive. If you go ahead and see it, let me show you. This is how it looks like on the web, on the desktop view. And of course, if you come here and then you click on let's say 428 iPhone 13, this is how it looks like. This is definitely not mobile responsive. This is not what you want to do. So I will show you how to achieve these mobile responsiveness, and then we will just create a couple of pages. Like we need to create maybe the sidebar just to complete the entire project, right? And then of course now we have to create the mobile view. Now the idea about making your application mobile responsive is not to recreate it all over, like you build for here and then you build for desktop and you build for web. No, the idea is actually to use the responsive visibility functionality within FlutterFlow with regards to making the widgets visible depending on the device. Let me show you what I mean by that. So like right now this is not responsive, right? Let's start making it responsive. Okay, so this is the should I say the header? Yeah, this is the header of the site. And then if you look at the mobile version, this is the mobile version. Let me click on this and check out the mobile view. So it says here 428, right? You see here it's 428. Yeah, so 428, and the height is quite long. We don't really need to pay attention to the height. We just need to pay attention to the width. So if you come here, you'll be able to see that there's a mobile device that is 428. So this is the 428 we will use. All right, but before we use it, let me explain some things to you. So now we have all of these showing well, right? So what we need to do is for us to make something mobile responsive, right? So we have to like the whole of this widget, for instance, look at what is holding the whole of this. So this row is what is holding all of this. So I can go ahead and then click on this, all right, and then come here to, you see here we have responsive visibility. If you hover here, it will show you something, or it's supposed to pop up something. It says control whether this node is visible on different screen size. That's like the idea. So if you click here, now you can choose which of the devices you want this to be visible on. All right, so if you don't want it to be visible on mobile, and of course it shouldn't be visible on mobile, so you turn off mobile and turn off maybe tablet, and maybe you can leave this is visible on tablet landscape, it should be visible. All right, then you can leave it. Of course this is desktop view. So but if I thought you're designing something and you don't want it to be visible on the desktop, you just turn off desktop. So if I turn this off now, this goes off, it's not gonna appear in desktop. All right, okay, so let's see how to really implement this and make it like really something worth your time. Okay, I will try to develop the project. I might not reach the end, but let's see how we can go with this. Meanwhile, you have to be patient because it is super intense and will require so much of patience. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and do this. Now we have our mobile version. Let's come here and change we don't need to change it yet. So what I would prefer you do is this row now, go ahead and duplicate it. All right, so Control D to duplicate that row. So we have another row here. So you can choose any one that you want to use at your mobile. So I can leave this here. Let's see. There's this here, so we will check out the size. Of course you have to confirm the size. This is 60 by 55, and this might not be 60 by 55. See here, so this is 100 by 92. I mean the size of the image, so we will have to change all of that. So let's go ahead and click this to delete all of this. So click to delete, delete this as well, delete this and this in this. All right, so I will just delete all of this. The idea is you're going to replicate each of the widgets that you want to show. Okay, so for us to proceed, we have to go ahead and what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and then put the hamburger icon here, right? So we need to go ahead and put it. So let me show you, right? We will come here to the row and add an icon. Let's say icon. Add an icon. Hamburger. Well, sometimes actually I prefer to add the icon as an image, right? So add it as an image, and I'll just get my image here. This is 20 by 12. So I'm using the dimension from the Figma design, so it says 20 by 12, and okay, this is quite small. I'm not sure I saw that properly. Is this really 20 by 12? 20 by 12. Okay, yeah, it's 20 by 12, but it looks really small. So 20 by 12, and then I can go ahead and then download it, like export it. Click here to export, then click to export the frame. Click here just to view what it is. Okay, it's exactly what I need, and I will come here and change it from network to asset and upload it. Okay, so I will upload this. All right, so and that works. You see, it works. So what I need to do now is I can come here and just check out the height. Let's say this is 60 by 55, so let me reduce this back to 60 by 55. So I say 60 by 55. All right, so then the image itself, I will click on it and see the height is 21.5. I think it will also still be the same, so let's say 21.5. all right, so this is pretty okay. Now I need to go ahead and like space my part. Let me just give these some padding on the left here, maybe 150. All right, so now before we proceed, right, let's click on this and do some changes. I am going to go ahead and what am I going to do here? I need the dimension of the screen I want. If I go ahead and then click on this, like turn it to like this, so I will have this view. All right, so I don't really need to pay attention to all of this. I will turn them off with time. Yeah, I'll turn them, a lot of them, off with time, so just pay attention. So for these, I will click on these and check the horizontal distance. It's not really here, so I will make a guess. So this should be 16. Let's see, does it make sense? I think 30 will make sense. So 30. Okay, so 30 works. And then this one will be let's say 3. Let me add 2 here. Okay, and then let's make all of it 300. Okay, so we have it like this. So this is it. Okay, so like this now we have something. This is for mobile view now. So let me show you how to go ahead and replicate the rest of the screen and have your application having the mobile responsive feel. Okay, so let's go back to the desktop view. This is the desktop view, right? And then we have, this is for our mobile view, right? So what we just need to do is click on this. All right, click on this top one and say only visible on desktop and maybe tablet and landscape. It's not going to be visible on phone landscape, that's tablet, phone landscape, and on mobile. The whole of this won't be visible, but these will be visible. So I'll click on this now and I will say the mobile responsive visibility for this, it shouldn't show on desktop, it shouldn't show on this either, and I think it can show on, no, I don't want it to show on that. So like this. So that means if I go ahead and then pull it back on 428, I won't see the other guy anymore. I will only see the mobile view. And the thing is that it takes the space as well. It doesn't keep the space. This is one of the most beautiful thing about FlutterFlow. Okay, so let me just increase the zoom here. So okay, so we have this. I can click this and just reduce it a bit to 280. So 280 it is, and I will replicate it for a couple of other parts of this, and just so that you can have a cool video to understand how all of this was done, right? So let me replicate it for others so that you can see how fast I can achieve this. So now we need the next part, which is this part here. So of course, if you see how this design looks like, so I have this, and okay, so there are some different designs, a little bit different. So there are some pictures here, there were no pictures here, so I think there should have been some pictures here. Okay, so I replicated it without putting in this, so I will do that later. So now look at what is happening. We have here, right, so but here this is how it's arranged, left and right. Okay, so what we will do here is we'll go ahead and come here. Let's take it back to desktop. Desktop 1728. All right, so you see the other desktop is not showing because this is desktop. The other the widget for mobile view is not showing here. Cool stuff. So here we have these as 2 columns, right? So now we just want to have these and then these separately. You know, see what we have here. We have the whole of this text, right, stacked upon themselves in a column. Of course, it's already in a column, and then of course this is still there, and then we now have these below it, right? So let's go ahead and then see how to achieve that. Here, how I'm going to achieve that is I'm going to replicate the whole of this row, Control D, and then now I have this row now. So the whole of this is going to be from my desktop, so I will go ahead and then say I don't want this to be seen on mobile or visible on this one. So it can be visible on here, sure. Then so now on mobile, if I go off mobile, go on mobile view, I shouldn't see this. So now let's see what we want to see on mobile. I will go ahead and replicate this row again, Control D, because I have two columns here and here, and so this has to stand separately, this one has to stand separately, but which comes first? This comes first. So I'll just click on these, identify where the column that this is inside, this is it, and I will just take it off, delete it. Now this is how this one appears. I can go ahead and maybe try to center it or something, but that's not really necessary. What I want to do now is some of these widgets like this. Okay, so I think it was the row. No, not the row. What did I give this padding to? I think it was the containers that they are inside. Ah, the containers. So I think I will go ahead and take off this padding. So I take it off, and then I will take out this padding as well. The padding for, you know, I basically place the text inside a container so that I can have them occupy a particular space that I need them to occupy. Okay, so for these I will also take this off. Just watch, you will see what I'm trying to do. And then here I think I will have to do the same thing for this. I will take this off too. So alright, so now they're all on the same page. Now I want these to only be visible on mobile. So first of all, let's come here and say don't be visible on desktop. Oh, before we take it off, we have to see it on desktop first while working on it. Okay, so let's finish first. Let's finish, then we can hide it. So here we will say let's look at what is happening here. Let's look at what is happening here. This is center aligned. All right, so we will come here to the column. There's a big column here, and then say put these things in the center. All right, so all of them are in the center. Okay, so I think that's the idea. And of course you can rearrange it. Then let's look at it again. So the text here might have different sizes. So let's see, this one is it might also have different dimension. So this is 369 by 117 and it's 32. But if you click on this, it's 48. So let's first of all reduce it to 32. Okay, and now I had put all of this inside a container so that it can control the space that they occupy. So I'll find the container, which is this is the container now, and then I will give it the dimension that this is supposed to have. See, so I have here 369 by 117. So I will go ahead and say 369 by 117. So you see it fills these nicely. Okay, so let's come over here and do the same thing for this. This is going to be 369 by 119. I'll look at the container that this is inside. Okay, this is already, no, this is the one. I'll look at the container that this is inside. So it's going to be 369 by 119. So I think that was what we had here, 369 by 119, and the font size is 14. So here it was let's click on the text. Here it was 20, so we will say 14. Okay, so you see it gives us something lower, and I think we should actually make these center aligned. So I will scroll down and make it center aligned, and then I think this is also center aligned itself. So I go ahead and center align this, and the next thing I need to go ahead and do is this button. This button is so big, I don't think it's as big as this according to the design. So the design says 160 by 52. So let's come here and see. So is it 150 or 160? 160 by 52. I'll reduce this and say 160 by 52. So, and then so we have this. I think this students and row should also be smaller. Let's go here to the size is 14, and for this is 40 by 40. So here is gonna be 14, so I'll say 14. All right, and then here is going to be 40 by 40. It's correct. All right, so let's we have resized this a little bit. Let's see how we can complete it. So now we have these design. Let's go ahead and see how we can like make it make sense. Okay, so here now we have all of this is in a column, so I can click on the column itself and just give it some padding around, because let's say 16, and then I give it some padding here as well, 16. All right, so if we go ahead and then say mobile view now, so 428, we will see this is what we see. All right, so this is it. It's coming out gradually nicely, right? So we need to go ahead and then give some padding to this row that contains everything. Let's give some padding to the row and say, let's look at this looks like 150 to me. Let's say 150. Okay, so that's like the idea. I think it's a lot of space. Maybe 130, maybe not 150, maybe 130. Okay, so maybe something like this. Okay, so all right, so it's gradually coming out. Then this particular space has some let's say let's see here, row. Let's give it some space on top. Let's say 16. Okay, yeah, that looks good. So like this makes a lot of sense. And so you see here, so this is 369 by 119. Let's confirm that we are having the same space. So 369 by 119. So let's say here 369 by 119. Okay, so it is good. It is good. Okay, so I think it's okay. Let's click on this row and center align it. All right, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so now we can go ahead and let's go back to desktop view. And right, so now this is desktop. Right, so let's hide this widget from showing in desktop view. Right, so let's go ahead and say don't show in desktop, don't show in this mode, and maybe this one too. All right, so it only shows in mobile view. Okay, so that's it. Now this particular duplicate was to help us secure this particular image. So I will take up the whole of this column. All right, so we just have this image now, and let's just come over here and look at the image. The image is 368 by 336. So let's say 368. So we come here and say 368 by 336 by 336. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and I think we're pretty done with mobile. Really. So I can add some padding here. I can say maybe 16, and I can say 16 here, and it's okay, I think. All right, so I will go ahead and just look at how it looks like in the mobile view. So this is it. All right, so we have this. Now look at this. So we have after this, and we have this. We can go ahead and then give some padding to that. So this is it. Let's give this row, center it, and this is the row. Let's give it some maybe 24. Okay, so this is it. Let's come back here to desktop, and then we will click to hide it. So we click on the widget itself. This is the widget, the entire row. We go to responsive visibility, turn it off in desktop, in tablet, landscape, and tablet portrait, something like that. So this is it. All right, guys, so this is like the idea about how to go ahead and make your application mobile responsive. So this is a little bit disorganized, I think. This was not the previous arrangement of all of this, but I think is this the view I used? Let me see. Let's see. So let's click on this 1512. Okay, so I used I think what I'm supposed to use 1512. Yeah, so this is good. Yeah, this is the desktop view I designed it with. So okay, so like this is okay, so we can give some padding. All right, so this is like the idea. Let me go ahead and come here and give it some padding. Let's say 100 from here. Okay, so yeah, now that makes sense. Now, so we can go ahead and then start replicating for others. I will just go ahead and then create it so you can just see what's happening in between. I would like you to see some instances. Okay, so let's see what we need to do for this. So we need to do for this as well. So how am I going to fix this? What I will just do is this, all of this is in a row. Let's go ahead and see if it's actually in a row. I like to confirm. Okay, it's actually inside a container. So there's a container. Okay, so what I would like to do here is look at this. Yes, there's a container. So how do I replicate this? So first of all, I'll just replicate this, so duplicate it. So this is already available for desktop, so I will just come here and click on mobile responsive and say always show here. Don't, maybe you can show there, don't show here, don't show here. Okay, so that's don't show on mobile. And then for this now, I want it to be my mobile design, so I will tweak this a bit differently from how I did the other one. Okay, so let's come here to container, and let's look at what we have here in the mobile view. So here is quite different from what we did. This was horizontal, this was row, and but this is column. Okay, so let's see how we can just switch things a bit. So proudly sponsored by this, so I will take this off. It doesn't, we don't need it here, right? So you see it's not there, so I'll take this off. And here for this one, let me just take this off. It was a duplicate, we will duplicate it. So proudly sponsored by this. All of this is inside a row, right? So let's make this row, let's put these inside a column, this first inside a column. So I will look for it and wrap these. Okay, it's inside a container, so let me wrap the container itself, wrap the container inside a column. All right, so this is it. Then I will click on this and bring it inside the column. So I'll pull this in and drag it inside the column as well. It's not responding, so let's click on this. Where's the image? Okay, so this is it. And let me see what's the best way of doing this. Like this. Okay, yeah, so I think this works out now. Okay, so I can click on the column itself, and I can click on this to it's not working. Okay, because this, I think this has some padding on the left. So let's click on this, look at the container that it is inside. This is a container has some space. Let's take it off first. So yeah, so then this has some, yeah, so we can take this off as well. Okay, so let's look at this again now. So we have this center aligned inside a container. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we can do. So these, I can go ahead and duplicate this, so it stacks below, fine. So let's see, this is a column, right? So this is a column. Let's say this is the row, right? So let's go ahead and say center this in the row, right? Let's now go ahead and arrange it. So we say proudly sponsored by, I'll click on this, it says 230 by 25. So let's change the container that this is inside so that it can give us the dimension, the shape that we need. So I'll click on this. It says here 230 by 25, so I will say 230 by 25, so it's supposed to go all straight. Okay, so that worked actually, but the size of, is it 125 or 225? Okay, it's 125. So the size here, this is 20. So but now this font size that is inside this was 36, so let's say 20. Okay, so all right, so this works. And then let's see what to do next. This is 191 by 31, so let's click on this and say 191 by 31. Okay, so that's it. So I can just delete this and duplicate this. Okay, so something like that. All right, so here we can like refix it later. All right, so I'll just click on this column and then say center align. All right, and I can give it some padding. You see here there's a large padding for these, so I can go ahead and even give from here. So let's say 30. All right, so this is good. Yeah, this is pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and maybe give this column some padding around. Let's see. Well, it's not really necessary. We don't really need to give it padding. So if we go ahead and then check it out in mobile view 428, you see it has a lot of space, and it's okay, it's great. And this is the row. Let's go to the container and give it some space on the top. Let's say 16. All right, so okay, so here what do we need to do? We don't really need to do so much. We just need to go ahead and let's see what to do. What do we do? We can come back to MacBook Pro 16, right, and turn on visibility for these container. That's the widget that all of this is inside. Okay, so this is the widget container, and then we will say, okay, don't be visible in desktop or this, just in mobile. Okay, so now the things that are currently visible to us are just the one that we want to see. So let me just give some spacing for this view. I think this is it, and I will say 30 here. Okay, all right guys, so so far so good. If we go ahead and actually look at it in the preview mode, we will see what we have achieved. And this is how it looks like on desktop. Okay, so and then of course if you want to go ahead and make it mobile responsive, you could adjust it to this particular device, and then you see this is how it looks like. It's pretty cool. So we will try to see how we can replicate the rest, and then of course you will be able to learn even more tactics. I hope you're learning. If you're learning, please just click on the subscribe button, subscribe to this channel, and give us a thumbs up. Drop some questions if you have them, and of course turn on your notification so that you can always know when a new video is uploaded. All right, so let's see how we can continue creating the remaining part. So here we will have let's do the remaining part. So here you see this is the way it appeared in desktop. So if you observe, we have two columns here, left and right. So here we have it stacked on top. So we just need to go ahead and then replicate it. So this has to come first, and then this one. So how do we do it? I think you already know how we do it. So let's click here, see whether this is the main. Yes, this is it. So we can just go ahead and duplicate it, right? So we duplicate it, and then this one will be purely for let me do it now at once. So it's going to be for desktop. It's not going to show on these or these. It can show here. Okay, so how do we proceed from here? Let's go to the next one, which is this one. This is going to be for mobile, and then of course, since it has two parts, that's two columns, I advise you to duplicate it again. All right, I believe you're learning. And now we will do for here, then we take this off. So let's click on this. Let's see, this is a column, so we take out this column completely out, and then for this particular part, let's take off the column for this. All right, so now you understand what we're doing. Great. So now we have this. What we just need to do is work on the sizes of this thing. So I'll click on this, and that's why it's always good to have a UI design first before you build it, because it might be super confusing. Your designer will create the mobile view for you, and of course the dimension. So here is 368 by 152. So I will come here and change it to 368 by 152. Okay, then I will go ahead and change for these ones as well. This is 176 by 152, 176 by 152, and then here as well I'll come here and say this one is what, 173 by 152. This is gonna be 173 by 152. Okay, Alright guys, so we are doing well. We're doing like super well. Let's see if I click on this. Okay, so everything is fine. So I have to just go ahead and take off this padding for this row. I don't need it. It's going to affect our mobile view, so I'll just take it off. And I can go ahead and just add 16 around. Okay, so if you look at this, you have some spacing here. This is around, I think, 30 or 24. So I can say 16. If we need more, we will add. So like that. So let's go ahead and then click on this part. This is a column. I'll take care of these first. Take it off and maybe give it 16 for a start. And then of course let's work on the sizes of these things. So here this is gonna be 368 by 114. So I'll click on this and go to the container that it is inside. 368 by 114. So I'll say 368 by 114. Okay, so here we have it like this. Immersive learning. Oh, I think I have missed something. 368 by 114. Okay, so why don't we have, oh yeah, the font size. Okay, so this is the font size is 32. So we come here and also change the font size to 32 so that everything fits in. All right, so here we have this. The same thing with this also. This is going to be click on this. This is 368 by 153. Locate the container that this was inside. This is it. Like this is how I designed it, right? And basically for me to be able to make a particular text to have a certain size and maintain a particular width, I put it inside a container. It's just a best practice. So this is gonna be 368 by 153. So I'll say 368 by 153. That works. I need to reduce the font size of this. This is 14, and so I'll click on this and change it to 14 so that everything can fit inside. So all right, that's it. It's okay. All right, so let's see. Okay, so what else do we need to do here? I think we are done. So we need to just 196 by 66 the button would be too big for mobile. So 196 by I think 66. Yeah, even this join wait list is actually too big. So let's see, this is going to be 18. Let's see the font size there. Okay, it's 18. All right, this is okay. And let's see, let's add 16 on the right for the entire column. All right, so let's take a look at what we have done. I always make sure that I finish this first before I change the responsive visibility settings. So I'll click on this and I'll say don't show on web, don't show on this, not this, and maybe just show on this. That's for that one. Then I will do the same thing for this. I'll say I don't want you to show. I'll click on responsive visibility, don't show on desktop, don't show on this, and of course this. So then we are good. All right, so I keep on using this, I don't know why, so I should be using 152. Okay, so this is it. We still have our desktop view, everything is working, but now if we come ahead and check on iPhone 13 size, you see we have something beautiful, seamless, right? I think this is nice. So click on this. I think it was I think it's justify left aligned. That's okay. All right, so we have this. Of course, now if we go down, we have a lot of things that we need to change. So let's just see how we can quickly get this to the end. In the process, you get to even learn and learn and learn, right? So stay with me. Okay, so let's take a look at it and reach the end. What next do we do here? What we need to go ahead and do is easy, and I think it's cool. Okay, so let's see how to achieve this quickly. Now here we will go ahead and let's see. So the next one here is let's go back to this view, the desktop view. All right, so this is it. And then let's check out how it looks like in mobile. So this is how it looks like. This comes first before this one, so the same thing. So don't forget we had two left and right columns, so let's do that. Okay, so what do we do? Let's duplicate this, Control D to duplicate. And for this one that is already selected, we will say be visible only in desktop, not here, not here, and I think it should be visible here too. And then for these, right, so let's go ahead and then duplicate this because we needed two. All right, so we're going to, of course, look at what happened here. Look at what happened here. This comes first before the text, don't forget. So we will say let's take off this entire column for this one. All right, that goes away. And let's delete this as well. And this, I think I didn't delete it properly. Then let's go ahead and then just work on this at once as well. So for these, it's a stack, so just take it off. And there's a column, take it out too. All right, so let's arrange it, and then we will have our designs you know, nearly ready. So let's go ahead and see what to do here. This is just to reduce the sizes, really. So here I'll just stop. This is 173 by 168. So 173 by 168. That solves the problem. Here for this one is going to be 173 by 222. 173 by 222. Come here, click on this one, and let's see the dimension. 173 by 222 as well. 173 by 222. And then here, let's see what it is. This is going to be 173 by 168. So this will be 173 by 168. Okay, so here you go, we have this. And of course we have to work on the padding here. Yeah, the padding is very important here. So let's say, let's make this 200. Okay, yeah, I think it would work. Yeah, it will work. So click on this as well and make it 200. And then the height, this one, just make it 300. Okay, so I think it's around the heights. It's okay. All right, so I think it's not perfect because this. So what I would do is give it its own padding. So border radius, so 20, just so that in case you don't get what comes from the picture. So you give it its own padding here. So I think this too, give it the padding, sorry, the border radius 20, just so that it can come out nicely. You might not be able to give that on this. Yeah, so let's try. Let's see, 20. Will it work? I think it does work. Yeah, it does. So give it on this particular one as well and say 20. Okay, so like this, now we have our information. It's okay. And if you see here, let's see, this is whole of stack, and what is keeping them apart? Let's see. Let me scroll to check out what is giving them there. I think here it is. There's a column here. Okay, yeah, it's a column. So let's change this to 16 and then give it a padding here, 16 as well. And then click on the row and just say center align. Of course, it's a center it in the mobile view. And then let's say don't show this in desktop, right? Don't show it in this as well, and don't show it in this, just show it in only mobile. And let's work on this one as well. So let's see, how can we work in this column? Okay, not bad. What is giving them this spacing? Let's go ahead. I like just checking out those first. Okay, there's a column here, and so I will change it to 16. Add some padding here, and then reduce, just reworking all of this, just following the dimension. So this is 354 by 113. So let me locate the container. So this is the container. It says, I'll put it 354 by, I think it's 113, right? 113. Let me confirm. By 113. The size here is 32 for the font size. So the font size here is 32. So 32. Okay, so we have something like this. Then here, let me locate the container, and the container is this. It says 354 by 184. So 354 by 184, and then the font size is 14. So I'll click on the text itself, the text, and say 14. Okay, so we have this 14. Alright, so let's see the button. So the button here says 194 by 63. Click on it and say 194. It's the same size. Okay. Okay, that means that's a really big button. Contact us. Alright, so let's see what we have. There's some space here, so let's click on and this, locate the container that has this content, and give it some padding from the top. Let's say 24. Alright, so this is it. We are good like that. I will click on this and say don't show on desktop, don't show on this, don't show on this, show on just mobile. So guys, if we go ahead and then click on this, we have a nicely looking mobile application, and it's responsive. It's really cool, right? So you can adjust it to tweak some things like this. Now this is a lot of space here, so we don't need so much of that. 100 is okay. Let's see how it looks like here. Okay, so 100 is fine. And here click on the row and say center align. So yeah, something like that, so it fits in nicely. Okay, so let's see if we can do a little bit more. Just a couple of I think from here you can actually get to know how to complete the rest, right? It's not much of a design anymore. Okay, so instead of making the tutorial like take too long, I would like to stop there so you can practice. Alright, so if at all you enjoyed this tutorial, how to make an application mobile responsive, please just give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and remember to turn on the notification button so that you can get feedbacks, like alerts when we post some new tutorials. So the idea was not to complete this, the idea was just to give you an idea of how to build it, how to implement your mobile responsiveness. So see what we have done. The whole of this is mobile responsive, and if you can go back to the beginning of the video, you see how we achieve this, and then the rest of this is not. Of course we can complete that, but we don't want to like do that to the end. Okay, so here if I go to the real view, the desktop view, I see all of this. I don't see the mobile view of those scenarios. Okay, so this is it. Quite beautiful, guys. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Look forward to the next one. Bye bye.